Being person-centred, a guide for supervision. The value of person-centred approaches are well recognised in social care. Focusing support on people, not services first, can enable greater choice, control and satisfaction. This clip includes some people involved with social care in Sheffield talking about what being person-centred means to them, their experiences of supervision, and what skills they think are necessary to be person-centred in their work. This begins with some thoughts on what being person-centred means.
Person-centred means that we're dealing with people first.
Right, so Blake's saying it's about an ethos, so he hopes that he starts these overarching principles with everyone so that they understand from the very beginning this is the way he would like us to work. But it's a mutual thing. He wants it to be the same for workers as well.
It is all about working with that person, having conversations with them and being in their language. It's about working towards what ideas they've got and not what ideas you've got, having no judgments against them for what they want to work towards.
Having a genuine interest in the person that you're supporting as opposed to it just being a role that's person-centred. It's really being invested in that person's life and the time that you're with them and how you support.
In social care, supervision is an important part of the job to develop and deliver person-centred approaches. Here, Miranda and Daniel, social workers in Sheffield, share their experiences of working together in supervision.
The first thing you always ask is how I feel, and obviously everybody's individual, and you've always supported me with whatever I come in with. Obviously I've had difficulties myself, I've got a disability myself, and Daniel's works with that first, and that's most important. That helps me to stay healthy and stay in work, so then I can help people the best I can.
I agree with what you said. I think it's really important that before we talk about the details of what is always potentially a stressful job, that we make sure that the environment for you is comfortable, and that will be, as you said, different for you as compared with other members of the team.
Supervision is very important to keep you focused on being person-centred and not go away, and start thinking about, oh, I've got to do this, get this done and everything. I think conversations do help keep a focus.
As well as focus, reflection is also a useful skill for achieving a person-centred approach. Here, Sophie, personal assistant to Blake, talks about the value of supervision for her.
The way we approach it is that by having that space, it makes us more, I don't know if capable is the right word, but by looking after ourselves, we're in turn able to look after work for Blake to a higher standard. And so that we've expanded that now into the peer supervision, which Blake decided to do just before Christmas. It's, for the moment, it's just the three of us PAs. And we've had one session which we found sort of invaluable. In that, again, it's just another space to air just even little things that you thought might just be you, and it's a good way to have a space to discuss that.
In addition to having a space to talk through and share experiences of work, being able to think critically about your practice and adapt from the learning you take from it is important too. Here, Anne, a facilitator for Blake, and Daniel, a social worker in Sheffield, talk about this and other skills necessary for achieving a person-centred approach in social care.
When PAs start, what we're looking for is a knowledge of the social model of disability. And they might not even know there's a name for it, but they are social modelists, and they have been all their life.
I think a really important question in supervision is what we don't know. And so I think it's always about being willing to learn.
and he often says challenge isn't criticism. You know, he will challenge you, but it's critical thinking, it's not criticising. And unfortunately people don't always see that in the way that it is. And he encourages us to use that for reflection. And so it can take a long time to teach, but I think, and a long time for some PAs to learn, but I think it's this mutual stuff, you know. You can't ask PAs to be certain people and behave in certain ways and do lots of things that you insist that they do, and then not give them the space to be able to make that okay with themselves. So it's a two-way street,
Supervision is an important part of any role in social care to both develop and deliver person-centred approaches. But in order for it to be effective, it should be about both the management and empowerment of employees to be reflective on all aspects of the way they approach and do their work. The guide, Being Person-Centred, a how-to guide for supervision in social care, contains a range of useful information about promoting person-centred approaches in social care through the supervision process. For a copy of the guide, go to www.disabilitysheffield.org.uk.